Hey, what is up guys, Claak here, and today I'm doing threes on a Disc Priest, and I'm playing with KillaCam actually. If you don't know who that is, go ahead and look him up on YouTube, exactly as you see it right here, KillaCam Fit, and he's an awesome YouTuber, you'll love his channel. For the first game, we're facing RMP, and your main objective as a Disc Priest is to pretty much not get CC'd. That's your goal as any healer actually, is to not get CC'd. And the main CC to look out for that you can prevent is mainly fears, that's a little bit harder to prevent, and polys. Polys you can prevent by LOSing and deathing polys. A little bit more higher skill cap is to be able to death those polys, but again, what you want to do is to pretty much try to hold that pillar as much as possible, go in and out, do your little instant heals, your instant bubbles and stuff like that, and that's how you're going to keep your team alive. So let's go ahead and hop into the first game. As you can see here, I'm running Gladiator's Medallion, and that's for the Rogue's Blind, purely just for the Rogue's Blind, and I always save Trinket for the Rogue's Blind. If you don't have Trinket for Blind, pretty much screwed. A lot of people might make the mistake and run ADAP, and that's a big no-no because what's going to end up happening is the Rogue's going to sap you and your ADAP's going to proc and you're not going to have anything for that blind. And as you can see right here, it's very hard to get the Rogue out in the opener. It does sap me. If I did have ADAP right there, it would have procced and it would have screwed us over at the very start because we don't want to have anything for their opener. What actually ends up happening is my team actually does a relatively good job at stopping the mage's damage, which is huge. I end up gripping the hunter because I thought they were on my hunter for some reason, but it looks like they end up going my shaman. I get polyed, not very good. Here comes blind right here. I trinket. The priest actually came for a fear on me. He didn't notice I trinketed, but he saw the blind on me, so he pretty much just said, no, he's in blind. I don't need to come in for a fear. He actually fears my DPS, which is horrible idea, a horrible idea. As you can see right here, they're already out. They weren't even in fear for a second, and they're both out. And if not, I could just easily dispel them both, unless I'm going to CC myself. So it's never a good idea to do that as a priest, just to fear the DPS with nothing on me. And especially if your team is AoEing them down, like they're going to break instantly, almost instantly. They're going to break really fast, just like you saw there. So let's continue the game. We're getting a lot of pressure. I decided to try to mass dispel because I thought we were going to get blocked maybe really fast. Again, we're about to get blocked really fast like I was saying. I get kidneyed, and I know I'm not going to be able to get this mass dispel, even though I'm going for it, but it's not the biggest deal because the Rogue's on top of me. There's no way you're going to get it off because he could just cheap shot you and Blood of Silence if he's Blood Elf. They have a lot of things. As you can see right here, I noticed the priest is right here. I have my fear up. Time to get a fear on that priest. But what ends up happening is the mage is right there too, so double fear, baby. That's probably one of the best feels to get double fear, or a double or triple fear is a really good feel too. I love those feels, and deathing polys is such a good feel as well. We have a lot of pressure. We're kind of controlling the game against a comp that is post control the game. So it's kind of weird to control the game when we're facing a comp that is supposed to. And right here, we're doing a lot of pressure. As you can see right here, their priest gets capped, and he's actually about to get in a hex. And then what's going to happen is I want to go ahead and get that fear in a little bit. It's up in 8 seconds. So that's my goal. Again, there's cap. There's hex. It's about to be DR'd as fuck because he was in trap. My fear is about to come up. And as you can see, the mage is over here somewhere. And the priest is right there. So what I want to do to make it easier on myself to get that fear so I don't get polyed by the mage is actually go all the way around. I know it doesn't seem like a good idea, but is best to take the most safest route, especially when they don't have too much pressure and your team is relatively fine. So that's end up happening. I end up going around this way to get that fear. Their mage is under a lot of pressure. Their mage started to cast polys, and I end up deathing this poly, but get feared immediately, like almost immediately. I think because of the priest was panicking, and he was like, "Oh shit, their priest is right next to me," so he feared me. So let's go ahead and continue the game again. My hunter pops sack on himself. We're relatively fine. I still have my pain suppression. They didn't even get my pain suppression. That is huge for us. And the blind is going to be up in about 45 seconds because blind is on the same DR as your trinket. So that's how you can know. So we're relatively fine. I want to say pain suppression normally for that blind when they're going for hard DPS and stuff like that. As you can see, the priest knows I'm coming for a fear on him. I'm going to get that fear, baby. Ain't no stopping that. The rogue is about to die. My shaman sees that. tries to cap on it, doesn't end up happening, so we end up going back mage. Look at that, the rogue got to like 1% right there, I swear to God. But again, their mage is going peel mode, he's spamming Paul into the hunter. I dispel. We got a lot of pressure going on right now there, and I end up try to preemptively mass dispel their block. Ends up not happening. I get polyed, I death it like a pro. I go ahead and mass dispel that block, and we end up getting the kill, no problem. That was a really good game by us. We played fairly well. I don't think we made any mistakes really too much. If you notice any mistakes right there, go ahead and let me know. I'm very new to Priest, so I don't know everything, but I'm pretty okay. Right here, we're facing a TSG, and right here, they're going to go my Shaman, I think. Yeah, they go my Shaman, and our main kill target on them is going to be that Death Knight. We have to put that Death Knight into the ground, but it's going to be very hard for me to get any CC on the monk, if even possible, unless the monk comes to me. There's almost no way, especially with those grips. Right here, I want to shackle that goal, and that little gargoyle right here, but it's really hard. As you can see, I'm struggling a lot. They're using all their stuns, and if you can shackle that, it's very strong, very big, but their healer can dispel it, so not the biggest deal in the world. I try to make some range. That is the biggest thing from this team, is to try to get some range from them so you don't get kicked from them constantly. As you can see, their Death Knight will constantly death grip me, like right here. It honestly feels like death grip is on a 10-second cooldown. It's kind of BS. I end up having to pop pain suppression while my Shaman's kiting. I don't know if it's worth. I fear the monk. He ends up shrinking, sapping me. Again, the only time I'm ever going to get a fear on this monk is when he comes to me, and that's totally okay. There isn't too much pillar humping you can do here. They're just going to keep gripping you. It doesn't even really matter too much if you pillar hump. Right here, I'm struggling to keep on my Shaman. My Shaman almost died, as you saw. I'm still, like, look at that. Didn't he just grip me, dude? There's grips like every 10 seconds, it feels like. He kicks me. It's okay because I can cast some heals in the Holy Spec. We're trying to turn it around right now. As you can see, the Death Knight's about to die while my teammate's about to die. My teammate was in constant, like, fear of death. It felt like we get a trap onto the monk. Obviously, I'm about to fear. I'll fear early, actually, just because I was afraid of them stunning me and making it so I wasn't able to get that fear on the monk. So I went ahead and just preemptively popped it, even though it was half DR. That's fine. I get kicked. As you can see right here, they're desperately trying to win now. The tides have turned. We're about to win because we got all the pressure. We got Cocoon. We got AMS. We pretty much got everything. And my hunter's in CC. Not the biggest deal. I can't do anything about it. He's feared by the Warrior's Fear. Can't dispel that. We're looking relatively fine. My mana is doing just as good as the monk's, if not a little bit better. The monk is actually in himself right now, right here, to try to keep up his teammates. And as a Mistweaver monk and a Disc Priest, it is very hard to keep up multiple targets without going We can keep up multiple targets up, but we'll go like for sure. Their monk is trying to drink because, oh wow, the AoE damage we have is crazy. It forced him to go drink, but since he went to go drink, my Shaman was like, let's fuck up this DK, man. Let's pop some damage. And he's like, yeah, we did it. And the monkey ended up coming out and got in CC. So a lot of times going for a drink can actually fuck yourself and fuck your whole team. Lesson learned of the day. Don't go for a drink. Now for the third game, we're facing Retro Shaman, Mage, Arms, Warrior. And again, the main goal here is to not get CC'd by that mage. That is pretty much your only objective as a healer against a mage. So right here, I'm just trying to go around, dodge around, try to dodge his mage's poly. I end up dispelling myself from the mage's Frost Nova. He ends up pulling me right here, but I death it like a pro. And again, I did what I wanted to do. I did what I was supposed to do. I stayed out of CC. That is my main objective, is to keep my teammates in CC. Right now, I could actually go for CC on the Shaman since I'm poly DR. That was probably the best thing, honestly. I'm still relatively new. I play probably too passively as a priest. I could go for fears a lot better, especially once you just DR yourself. That's probably one of the biggest things, actually, is to wait for that DR to go off on you. Because if you just go out and you don't have anything to stop that CC, you could pretty much just destroy your team. Right here, we're doing a lot of pressure to that mage. He's just pulling our DPS to try to peel. I end up dispelling it, relatively easy to dispel. I'm playing really gay, as I could say, is just by pillar humping. Right here, I go for a fear. I feel like this is a good time to go for a fear. He's pulling my DPS. We get blocked. I end up trying to mass dispel it. The warrior pummels me, no biggie, and I still go for that mass dispel. Actually, what actually happened? I don't know what happened. Maybe the mage came out early. He shouldn't have done that. He's super low. You're pretty much hurting your team when you do that. The mage got a poly on me. I death it like a pro again. Sometimes it's really easy to death these polys, but other times it can be really hard when the mage is just spamming poly on everyone and you don't know who's going to poly next. So a lot of times, deathing a poly is like a leap of faith, honestly. We have a lot of pressure. The mage doesn't have another block and he pretty much just globals. It was a really easy game just because my DPS went so hard, so ham. They did a good job at being aggressive. And your main objective here is to keep them aggressive while watching out for the mage poly. That's pretty much it, and you can win very easily. And for the last game, we're facing a TSG with a Resto Druid, and right here I'm running Glider's Medallion. I should have been Adept. I didn't even realize I was Glider's Medallion. Well, it was pretty much just my fault. Excuse me. So I'm just trying to throw out my heals, do my normal thing. Again, it's going to be impossible for me to get a fear onto that Resto Druid because there is a Death Knight who can just slow me, Icy Chains me, and just grip me whenever I get close. Or the Resto Druid can blink and Vortex. So what you got to do is, as a priest, is wait for that Druid to come to you, or wait for your Hunter to trap him in order for you to get close to him to be able to get a fear. I get Death Grip right here. My Hunter should be going for a trap. He has yet to go for a trap yet. That was one of the problems with playing with this Hunter, is he didn't go for traps very much. If he would have, we would have so much more pressure. I recommend you go ham when their healer is in CC. That is the best time to use your cooldowns. Damage cooldowns is when their healer's in CC. I can't tell you how many times I see a team go hard with the opposing team's healer not in CC. It honestly just, why? Right here, I'm trying to get a fear onto the Resto Druid. Right here, I make a big no-no. I make a big no-no by sitting here, pretty much saying, hey, I'm about to fear your Druid. Come CC me. And the warrior sees that. Look at that. He's looking directly at me. He sees that I'm about to fear this Druid once he's out of the trap. And that was my fault. Where I should have been behind pillar down here or over here, LOS, and then come out when the Druid is about to get out of that trap, and then to fear. So as you can see, the Resto Druid sees that, caps on it, stuns me, and the Resto Druid is able to stop me for a few seconds. I get stunned. The Resto Druid shouldn't make range from me, but he doesn't. He actually comes to me to get a fear, and we're actually about to get a kill right here. I see my Hunter. Look at my Hunter. My Hunter actually wants to go in for a trap, and my Hunter misses the trap a lot for some reason. So what I started doing is I started to mind control the Druid to try to help him get that trap. So he would put the trap down, I'd mind control, run him into the trap. As you can see right here, that's exactly what I do. My team is fine, we're not under any pressure, and we go ahead and get the kill. And that is it for the games. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did my best to try to explain everything as I could, and I noticed I actually talk like a lot and too fast, and a lot of times I can't even understand myself when I'm watching my videos. So I need to try to calm down and slow down and take a few steps back, because I do try to talk too much, and I try to talk too fast to the point where I can't even understand myself, but it's whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, hit that like and sub button, and make sure to go check out KillaCam Fit. He's an awesome dude, good buddy of mine. I hope to do a lot more collabs with him in the future. And as always, guys, get out there and pound some nubs.